Top 5 reasons why the AKV is better than the AR9. Reason number 5 is LRBHO. So on these magazines on the rear there, you can see that there's a little tab that engages at the back here and provides last round bolt hold open, and it works. I don't personally think last round bolt hold open is that important, but for those of you that care, it's there. On the Glock mags, the follower needs to engage from the front, and that just really doesn't work for the AR platform. There's a lot of AR9s that advertise LRBHO. PSA isn't one of them, but a lot of them advertise it, and it often doesn't work. Reason number 4, magazines. The AKV uses these CZ Scorpion mags. These ones that PSA produce are 35 rounds and are $15 each, are dead reliable, and feel really, really nice. Most AR9s come in Glock, or at least you should probably want the Glock versions, these things are so abundant. But the main thing that makes these so good is at $15 each, they're half the price of these Glock big sticks. I know you can get ETS mags, but those are very hit and miss for most people, and a magazine that doesn't work or you don't trust is not really worth spending money on. Now in terms of reliability, these CZ mags are double stack all the way to the steel feed lips. Unlike the Glock mags, which taper off into a single stack right at the top here. This tapering off can lead to a lot of jamming of various types of ammunition, and I've found that the main source of problems with AR9 is the magazine combined with the ammo combined with the fouling. And I just have not been able to find a problem with these CZ Scorpion mags. I run steel cased ammunition all day, every day. And I cannot get steel cased ammunition to run in this beyond about 12 or 13 rounds. And when it comes to fouling, it is important to be able to clean your magazines out, because on a PCC with the blowback action, it puts a lot of soot directly into the magazine, and that'll decrease reliability. So getting in there and cleaning them out is very important. To be able to do that on these, there's just a really big button there. You don't even need a tool. You just push down and then you're able to push it out. And it comes apart like most pistol mags. The Glock, I have not found a way to get the Glock extension off without damaging a lot of plastics around it. It's certainly not something I want to do on a regular basis, which is something you want to be able to do when it comes to cleaning. You want to be able to do that easily and effectively. These are 33, these are 35. Now that may sound insignificant, but when the main game that you play is US PSA with a max round count of 32, it means that this will provide you maybe 1 or 2 makeup shots in a 32 round stage. This will provide you 3 or 4. And so 3 or 4 is around about all that you will need. You know, if PCC the shots are a little bit easier, this gives you enough buffer to run through a stage confidently. This is not enough. You need to be buying aftermarket extensions. Reason number 3, the stock trigger is really fantastic. So we'll just do a ghost here, and it's a lot like a revolver trigger where there's no predefined wall. There's just a take up, very, very smooth, very, very smooth, and then it just slips. So it's very, very light, there's no wall, and it's just a pleasure. Now most of you will have felt a mil-spec AR9 trigger before, and that is usually very gritty, very heavy, and it works. All credit to the stock mil-spec trigger. Stock mil-spec triggers work, especially in AR9s. However, to get an AR9 to the point where you feel like it's pleasurable or competition worthy, you usually need to go up to something like a Hyperfire here, or say an AR Gold. And that's not to say that AR doesn't have triggers that are both good value and feel good. It's just that for the AR9 platform specifically, they put a lot of damage onto those triggers, and specifically the Hyperfire Eclipse and the AR Golds are known to be very, very good working quantities on those. Now, there might be other triggers that do work well, that some people say work well. I haven't seen too many other triggers inside of the competition space. That being said, not many of them are undercutting the Eclipse by much anyway. Reason number 2 is the recoil impulse of this thing. Now this is obviously a very subjective measure, but when you're talking about how pleasurable a firearm is to use, the recoil impulse is a thing that you want, and a lot of people are just enjoying shooting this, including myself. Whenever I get to a competition, I normally have the AR in my bag and the AKV in my bag, and I just want to shoot the AKV. I just love the way that it feels. So while the AR9 has a very tunable recoil system, that tuning is usually related to getting the dot to jump less between shots. So it's a very competition-oriented measure. And usually this results in what feels like worse recoil, sharper, snappier recoil, but it's reducing the amount of dot movement. So at no point is it actually turning into a sort of like the smooth, buttery feel of the AKV. And certainly not the point where you can bump fire the crap out of it out of the box. Reason number 1 is it just looks cool. And if you're not looking cool, then there's a problem. You've spent a lot of money, you've got a cool gun, but once everyone has an AR, it's no longer cool anymore. And yes, objectively, maybe a layperson say, I like the AR versus the AK, but when you step into competition or you're on the range and everyone's got an AR, they're not special. No one wants to look at it. The AK, on the other hand, always turns heads. And if it's not turning enough heads, you can slap on your tracksuit and then satisfy your inner slav. So those are my top 5 reasons why I think the AKV is better than the AR9. Please like and subscribe below because I will be doing a video on why I think the top 5 reasons AR9 is better than the AKV. See you around.